Okay, so here we are applying the nail tips to the nail. There are just a few tricks to make sure that you are placing the nail on the nail right, and make sure you're measuring the nail correctly as well. That way that doesn't cause lifting or nails to pop off. So right here we are sizing the nail tip. So you got to be careful that when you're sizing it, you get the right size that fits from sidewall to sidewall. The one I just did was way too small because as I was pressed it, only way that it will fit is if I pressed it down. That's too small. Then this one is way too big. As you can see, it is falling off the sides of the nail. Sometimes that happens and there's no nail tip to fit on there and you'll use a file, but we're going to hit that later on in the video. And there you go. That fits from sidewall to sidewall. And that is what you want when you're placing or sizing your nail tip. So we are going to apply a little bit of glue. You do not want to put too much in there. You just want to do a little bit. So you just want to what I usually do is fill the well. Then I'm going to hold the finger straight. And then I'm going to stop, rock, and hold the nail tip onto the nail. So there, I stopped, I rocked it, and I'm holding it. So what I'm doing is pushing all the air bubbles out of the edge of the nail. We don't want any air bubbles where we place the nail at because that can cause water to get trapped underneath there. It can cause lifting, bacteria, all of that. Here again, we are sizing the nail. That one right there, I have to press down in order for it to fit onto the nail. So that was too small. This one is too big. As you can see, it is falling off the side of the nail. It's going way past the sidewall. Now to fix that, and it's too big, I'd rather it be too big than too small, because when it's too big, we can take it down and slim it up a little bit. So as you see, I'm taking my nail file and I'm lightly filing the size of the nail to correctly fit this nail onto this finger. As you can see, I filed it, fit perfectly. We're going to apply some glue, not a whole lot. You are going to place it onto the nail. We are going to do our stop, rock, and hold method. As you can see, her fingernail kind of curves to the left a little bit. So I am being sure to keep her finger straight, and I am placing it kind of cocking to the right a little bit. It's not crooked, but it's making the illusion that her fingernail isn't crooked, even though it is. But there's a way to make sure that you do not glue the nail on to make it look like that. You can give the illusion that the fingernails are straight. Just a genetic thing, happens with different people. Some people have straight, sometimes just one finger. Again here, we're doing the same thing. Being sure to find a correct fit. Taking a nail file, trimming it just a bit. And I think this is my second time trimming it, but you trim it as much as you can, how many times you need to make sure it fits from sidewall to sidewall. Gluing the nail tip on there and doing our stop, rock, and hold technique. Being sure to keep that finger straight. Stop, rock, and hold. Push all those air bubbles out. Again, keeping the finger straight because as you can see, her nail is curving from my view to the left. So we're going to make sure that we pretty much tilt it to the left or the right a little bit, just to make the illusion to be straight again. Her thumb does the same thing, so same method. I'll let you guys watch really quick. All right, now we are going to cut the nails down to the desired length that the client wants. We are doing a medium long set, but more on the medium side. So I'm taking my straight edge clippers and I am clipping one side and the other side to avoid the nail to crack. One side, then the other side, then I twist off. And again, one side, then the other side. Be sure when you are trimming and you're not measuring as you go, cut way less than what you think needs to be cut so that way you can make sure you don't cut it too short. So if you cut it too short, then you have to replace that nail or find a way to build it. Measuring it by side to side, cuticle to cuticle, being sure that they are even. There's nothing like having an extra long nail that's just so out of place or extra short nail that's out of place. So this is a very important step and clients definitely watch to see if you do this. Again, making sure you line cuticle to cuticle. Be sure not to stretch the cuticle up. You want to make sure that you are holding the fingers lightly, but pushing them up together. They're going to resist a little bit because it's just a weird feeling on the nail, you know, with the fingers bending it like that. But it can go. Once they relax their fingers, you'll be able to do it. So just make sure. Measuring the thumb to it is kind of hard. So I kind of eyeball it and just, you know, eyeball it when it comes down to the thumb. Here I'm turning it to the client's view. That is very important because that is how they're looking at their nails. And if it doesn't look right to them, it shouldn't look right to you. Here I am measuring cuticle to cuticle. Being sure to get that completely correct. And there we go. Definitely be sure to make sure you measure correctly, y'all. That is so important. All right, now we're about to get to the filing. Woo!